On an ordinary morning like any other, Mrs. Lucille Martin, 74 years old, stepped into the bathroom with a large towel draped gently over her shoulders. For nearly 40 years, she had kept the habit of morning showers. To her, starting the day with the scent of fresh soap and the warmth of water running down her back was a way to hold on to dignity, cleanliness, and the quiet reassurance that I'm still doing okay. But just a few minutes later, a slight slip on a small puddle beneath her feet sent her crashing to the floor. Her knee slammed hard against the tile, and her right hip shattered. She lay there on the bathroom floor for over an hour before a neighbor found her. Elsewhere, Mr. Gerald Thompson, 77 years old, lives alone in a ground-floor apartment. He showers twice daily, once after waking up and once before bed. But lately, he's been dealing with constant itching and burning along his arms and back. He tried changing soaps, switching moisturizers, even replacing his shower head, but nothing helped. It wasn't until a nurse at the clinic said gently, "Maybe you're showering too often for someone over 70, that he began to understand. If you're listening to these stories and wondering, what about me? Then the bigger question might be, have you ever considered that the habit of showering every day to stay clean could harm you? From a young age, we were taught that cleanliness is a virtue, that people who bathe often are neat, well-kept, and loved. Keeping our bodies clean signifies health, civility, and self-respect. And that's not wrong. But it's a truth that applies to a younger body, with thicker skin, steady legs, and a strong immune system. After 70, everything changes quietly. The skin becomes paper thin. Natural oils, the kind that once kept our skin moisturized, begin to fade. Each step slows and becomes more unsteady. The heart beats softer. The lungs no longer breathe as deeply as they once did. And yet, the daily shower, hot water, strong soap, a slippery bathroom floor remains unchanged, as if the body hadn't changed. And then, that very habit, something that once seemed so harmless, slowly becomes the cause of cracked, itchy skin, chronic discomfort, fatigue, weakness, even falls, fractures, infections, and severe decline. So today we take a closer look at that daily habit, not to throw it away, but to understand it, adjust it, and learn how to live more wisely with it. You're not just going to uncover 7 surprising truths about bathing after age 70. You'll also begin to see why some things we've long believed to be right might no longer fit the body we live in now. Frequent bathing may not mean clean, but could damage your skin. Why is your own body, if you know how to listen, able to gently tell you when it truly needs a bath, when it doesn't, and when a simple wipe down is more than enough? We'll explore the biology beneath aging skin, where beneficial bacteria, natural oils, and healing processes slowly fade. We'll hear from older adults who've shifted from bathing every day to feel clean, to bathing smart to stay well. Because the real question is, are we bathing to feel clean, or bathing ourselves into exhaustion? Because some things that used to be true simply aren't true anymore. There are things you may have never considered, but once you understand them, you may never look at your routine the same way again. I'm not here to tell you, stop bathing. I'm here to share a simple truth. The body after 70 doesn't need what it once did at 30. It needs you to listen. It needs your gentleness. And it needs you to slow down and move in rhythm with where it is now. So please watch it all the way through. A slight change in habit, like bathing just a bit less often each week, could help you avoid significant risks like skin inflammation, fatigue, falls or losing strength. And if you've ever felt dry skin after a shower or noticed yourself more tired than refreshed when you step out of the bathroom, this video is genuinely for you. Type "tired" in the comments if you felt that way. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Graceful Aging Co. for more helpful tips, gentle guidance, and real stories to help you live healthier, safer, and more in tune with the body you deserve to care for in your golden years. Now let's begin the journey into 7 truths about bathing. Truths that may forever change how you look at one simple daily habit. Chapter 1: Aging Skin and the Hidden Cost of Overbathing. When you were young, your skin could take just about anything: harsh sun, hot water, fragrant soaps, and even a thorny scrub. But after 70, things change. Every time you step into the shower, your skin, already thinner and more delicate with age, takes on one more quiet injury you may not even notice. Brenda Wells used to be a woman of routine. She took pride in her mornings, a hot shower, a firm scrub with a loofah, and she never forgot to apply lotion. But one cold winter, she began feeling itchy, especially on her back and arms. At first, she blamed the weather. Then she blamed her new body wash. Later, she wondered if it was a food allergy. But nothing helped. The more she scratched, the worse it burned. One day, she even drew blood on her back using a dry towel. It wasn't until she saw a dermatologist that she finally understood. It wasn't something new that hurt her. It was the most familiar thing: her daily hot showers. The doctor explained to Brenda that after age 60, the skin begins to thin significantly. The epidermis, the body's first line of immune defense, gradually becomes more fragile. The dermis underneath loses its bounce thanks to a decline in collagen and elastin. The sebaceous glands, which once kept skin moisturized with natural oils, begin to slow down. So when there's little oil left to protect the skin, every hot shower is like washing away the last of something precious. Hot water opens up the pores and speeds up moisture loss through evaporation. Even gentle soaps can disrupt the skin's natural pH, usually around 5.5, making it drier, more sensitive, and more easily irritated. That's why Brenda felt her skin tighten, itch, and sometimes burn beneath even the softest shirt after each shower. And Brenda isn't alone. Many older adults still cling to the daily shower as a cultural standard, believing that not bathing means being dirty, unkempt, or lacking self-respect. But the aging body needs a new standard. Skin in its 70s doesn't need to be scrubbed clean. It needs to be gently preserved. Think of your skin as a sheet of delicate tissue paper. If you dampen it once a week, it holds its shape. But if you soak it daily in hot water, wring it out with your hands, and leave it to dry over and over, it becomes wrinkled, brittle, and easier to tear. Older skin is no different. Caring for it isn't about how often you bathe, it's about how you bathe. Some experts suggest that instead of full-body showers every day, you can focus on gently cleaning the areas that sweat the most, like the underarms, groin, and neck, using a warm, damp cloth. A complete shower can be done 2 to 3 times a week, using lukewarm water and a mild, low-foaming cleanser. After bathing, pat your skin dry with a soft towel and apply moisturizer while your skin is still slightly damp. Brenda began changing her routine. She started showering every other day. She used a handheld shower instead of soaking in a tub. She kept the water warm, not hot, and limited each shower to under 10 minutes. Within a week, the itching had noticeably eased. By the second week, the flaking stopped. And after a month, she felt lighter each morning, not just because her skin hurt less, but because she knew she was finally taking care of herself right. We don't have to give up the feeling of being clean. We just need to understand that how we stay clean after a certain age needs to change. Bathing less often, more gently and more mindfully, that's not giving up. That's wisdom. If you've ever noticed dry skin after bathing, or heard a loved one complain about cracked, itchy skin, type the word "dry" in the comments to let me know you're listening. And don't forget to hit subscribe so we can keep learning together with science, compassion, and genuine care for the aging body you live in. Chapter 2. Bathing less may actually help prevent infections. Many believe the more you bathe, the cleaner you are, and that being clean keeps you safe from bacteria and illness. It's a common belief rooted in long-standing habits and social expectations. But few realize that this well-meaning hygiene routine might open the door to bacterial infections in quiet, hidden ways more dangerous than you might think. Mr. Arthur Fields, 76, takes excellent care of his body. Every morning, he showers with hot water, dries himself thoroughly using a coarse towel, and finishes by dabbing cologne on his neck and back. He called it his way of feeling alive, even after nearly a decade of retirement. But one day, he noticed a tiny tear in the skin near his side, exactly where the towel usually rubbed against. He thought it was nothing, just a light scratch. 3 days later, the area had turned red, was oozing, burning, and growing wider. The doctor's diagnosis was soft tissue infection, and it all started with a single, seemingly harmless break in the skin. The problem wasn't the towel itself. The problem was that Arthur's skin had become too thin, dry, and fragile to handle vigorous rubbing after each shower. According to geriatric doctors, elderly skin is like an old wooden fence, and every time we scrub or wash too harshly, we're prying off one fragile plank at a time, leaving tiny gaps for bacteria to sneak in. The outermost layer of skin, the epidermis, acts like a natural suit of armor. But that armor wears down with frequent hot showers, alkaline soaps, and rough towels. Minor scratches that would heal overnight on younger skin may linger far longer on aging skin. Why? Because the immune system is weaker, blood circulation is slower, and the body's ability to repair itself takes more time. Any bacteria, staph, strep, skin fungi that live harmlessly on the surface can find their way into the cracks during that time. And when elderly skin breaks, it becomes an open invitation. What's most alarming is that these infections often don't burn or sting right away. Many people only notice something is wrong when the area swells, changes color, or emits an unusual odor. It sometimes progresses to a bloodstream infection, requiring hospitalization and strong antibiotics, just like it did for Mr. Arthur. He shared that after the infection, he no longer felt safe showering alone each morning. Not because he lost faith in his body, but because he finally understood. Taking care of yourself doesn't mean doing everything the way you always have. It means learning how to do things differently when your body needs you to. So the question is, can you stay clean without harming your skin? The answer is yes, and it's simpler than you might think. It starts with bathing less often, but more wisely. Instead of a full body shower every day, you can shower just 2 to 3 times a week, using lukewarm water and a mild, low-foaming soap. As for the rest, the areas that tend to sweat more, like the underarms, groin, and neck, you can gently wipe them daily with a soft, clean, warm cloth. This approach helps you stay fresh without damaging the delicate skin that's become more fragile with age. Also, pay attention to how you dry off after bathing. Instead of rubbing vigorously, use a soft cotton towel to gently pat your skin dry. Don't rush. Don't scrub away what your body is trying to protect. Treat your skin like tender ground, not something to be scrubbed, but something to be cared for with patience and kindness. Bathing less doesn't mean you're being careless. It means you're being smart. It means you're adjusting your habits to match the body you live in now, not the one you had decades ago, or today's social norms that still assume everyone has. Did you know that many nursing homes across the U.S. have updated their hygiene routines for older adults, shifting from daily bathing to bathing as needed? Because they've learned that everybody is different, and not everyone needs, or should, bathe every single day. Small changes, like bathing less, can lead to significant differences. Fewer infections, less need for antibiotics, fewer hospital visits. And most importantly, you keep something that many older adults fear losing most: your sense of control. If you're asking yourself, could I try washing key areas instead of full-body showers every day? The answer is yes, try it. You have nothing to lose, but you may gain a new feeling of ease, comfort, and safety. If you've ever been puzzled by skin that burns or stings after bathing, or if someone close to you has ever suffered a skin infection without knowing why, type "try" in the comments to let me know you're ready to listen more closely to your body. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because these small changes we make today, they're how we protect our aging years, with grace, with independence, and with greater peace of mind. Chapter 3. The bathroom, the most beautiful and the most dangerous place. The bathroom is often seen as the cleanest, most private space in a home. Bright tiles, the faint scent of soap, morning sunlight glinting off the mirror. All of it paints a picture of order, self-care, and peace. But behind that fresh and polished beauty lies the hidden danger for older adults, a space where each step can become the last slip before losing independence. Mr. Henry Gibson, 82, lives alone in a second-floor apartment. He's a man who values neatness. Every morning, like clockwork, he wakes at 6 a.m., folds his blanket, makes a cup of tea, and heads into the bathroom with his towel hanging on the hook. That day was like any other, except for one thing. The floor was damp. He'd forgotten to open the bathroom vent the day before. As he stepped out of the tub, his foot slipped slightly backward, and down he went. His back hit the wall. His knee buckled beneath him. He couldn't get up. His body shook from the cold. The phone was in the other room, and there he lay for 4 hours until the housekeeper arrived for her weekly visit. Mr. Henry's story is not unusual. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, 1 in 3 people over age 65 experiences a fall every year. And most of those falls don't happen in parks or on sidewalks, but right inside the home. And among all the rooms in a house, the bathroom is, by far, the most dangerous. The reasons are simple, but often overlooked. Water on the floor, slippery soap, smooth tiles, fogged up vision, and the rush of routine. For younger people, a small slip is nothing. Balance returns quickly. But for older adults, just one misstep can mean a broken hip, a head injury, or even a stroke from the shock of the fall. And perhaps most concerning, each fall doesn't hurt the body. It can shatter confidence in their ability to care for themselves. One fall can turn someone from living independently to needing full-time care. So, how do we make the bathroom less dangerous? Many people think of non-slip mats, grab bars, and shower seats. And yes, those are important and helpful tools. But there's one simpler, cheaper, and surprisingly more effective solution. Reduce the number of times you need to go into the bathroom. Imagine this. Instead of showering head to toe 7 days a week, you only do so once or twice. And on the other days, you use a warm cloth to gently clean key areas, underarms, neck, and groin. That means instead of 7 times stepping into a slippery space, you only do it 2. That's a 70% reduction in fall risk, while still keeping your body clean, fresh, and cared for. This doesn't mean you're being unclean or careless. It means you're choosing actively to live in a way that respects the body you have now, not clinging to habits built when you were stronger, quicker, and steadier on your feet. Bathing less often also helps conserve your energy. No more straining to stand under the shower. No more aching backs from bending over to wash your hair or sore arms from reaching for the soap. And most of all, no more holding your breath as you step onto a cold, slick bathroom floor. I once met an elderly woman who said, "After every shower, I lie down for nearly an hour, not because I'm weak, but because I'm scared." And that's heartbreaking when something meant to feel refreshing becomes a source of dread and quiet stress. But it's also hopeful, because sometimes all it takes is a slight change. Showering less often, using a soft cloth, adding a plastic stool, to live each day a little safer, a little gentler. Old habits aren't always good habits, especially when the body has changed. And minor adjustments, like bathing less frequently, can help you hold on to the thing that matters most, your independence. Do you already use a non-slip mat? If yes, that's wonderful. If not, consider it. But more importantly, consider how often you must step into that slippery space. Because safety doesn't just come from tools, it comes from the choices you make each and every day. If you've ever noticed a slippery bathroom floor, or felt even a little nervous stepping out of the shower, type yes or not yet in the comments to let me know this message is reaching you. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more tips on making your home safer. Starting with the one place that often feels the safest, but needs our attention the most: the bathroom. Chapter 4. Your skin knows how to clean itself. If you let it. It may sound strange, but your skin is actually a living ecosystem, a tiny world of billions of microorganisms working quietly daily to keep you clean, healthy, and protected. Your skin isn't just a surface, it's a complex biological landscape where every cell, every drop of oil, and even every single bacterium has a role to play. And sometimes, the best thing you can do for your skin is to leave it alone. Mrs. Edna Cooper, 71 years old, adored the scent of soap. She had a collection of more than 10 body washes, each for a different day of the week. Lavender on Mondays to relax, lemon mint on Wednesdays for a burst of energy, exfoliating beads on Fridays to scrub away dead skin. But one week, she came down with the flu. She had a mild fever and felt too tired to stand and shower. 7 days passed, and all she did was wipe her face, change clothes, drink water, and rest. The strange thing was that her skin didn't dry out. In fact, it felt softer, less flaky, and the usual stinging sensation she often felt after toweling off was gone. Curious, she started doing some research. And what she discovered was something most of us were never taught. Your skin can clean itself if you give it the chance. On the surface of your skin live billions of beneficial bacteria. The word bacteria often triggers fear, But most tiny organisms are your allies. They act as your skin's natural gatekeepers. They eat dead skin cells. They break down sweat. They fight off harmful bacteria by competing for space and resources. Some even produce natural antimicrobial substances, a kind of built-in microscopic armor that helps keep your skin safe from infection. In addition, the natural oils your sebaceous glands produce act like a protective shield. They lock in moisture, soften the skin, and form a barrier that keeps dirt and harmful microbes from penetrating too deeply. Dead skin cells, they fall off on their own through a natural process called desquamation, the skin's way of renewing itself without needing harsh scrubbing or aggressive exfoliation. But when you bathe too often with hot water, strong soap, and vigorous scrubbing, you end up wiping out that entire ecosystem. The good bacteria washed away, the natural oils gone, the dead cells stripped too soon before the skin has a chance to renew properly. And suddenly, instead of healthy skin, you're left with a surface that's dry, exposed, vulnerable, more likely to react, inflame, and break down. Dermatologists have a name for this: overcleaning. It can lead to dryness, acne, and irritation among younger people. But for older adults, the consequences are more serious: cracks, eczema, infections, and even the onset of chronic skin conditions. The good news? The solution isn't complicated. Bathe less, bathe gently, bathe smart. If you simply reduce your full body baths to once or twice a week, use lukewarm water instead of hot, avoid strong soaps with heavy fragrances or high pH, and skip the harsh scrubbing on delicate skin, you'll be giving your skin exactly what it needs: the space to breathe, to heal, and to protect you, just as it was designed to do. Instead of thinking, scrub to be clean, start thinking, protect to stay healthy. That's the more accurate definition of hygiene in our later years. Once Edna understood that, she changed everything. She chose a gentle, fragrance-free body wash with a pH of 5.5. She only bathed when she truly needed to, like after sweating or working in the garden. Each shower lasted no more than 10 minutes. Afterward, she applied cold-pressed coconut oil to her arms and legs to lock in moisture. The result? No more itching, no more flaking. Most importantly, she no longer felt guilty for not showering every day. It may feel strange the first time you hear it, but the truth is, your body doesn't need you to clean it every day. It just needs you to stop disrupting the natural system it spent millions of years perfecting. Bathing less isn't being dirty. It's a conscious choice to let your skin live as it's meant to, not overworked, not stripped bare, not robbed of its built-in defenses. If this is the first time you're hearing about beneficial bacteria for your skin and realizing that your skin truly knows how to care for itself, then congratulations. You've just discovered something that could completely change how you care for your body after 70. Type "new" in the comments if this insight was eye-opening. And don't forget to follow Graceful Aging Co. so we can keep uncovering the quiet truths that help you live stronger, gentler, and more confidently each day. Chapter 5. Bath less. Stay stronger longer. For many, bathing is just a small part of the day, a familiar habit that takes only a few minutes and is barely worth considering. But for older adults, bathing is far from simple. It's no longer a relaxing routine, but more like running a marathon in a tight, slippery space, where even the smallest movements can leave the body drained, the heart pounding, the breath short, and recovery can take the rest of the evening. Mr. Michael Dean, age 73, used to shower every evening before dinner. To him, it was a way to wash off the dust and weight of the day, and stepping out of the bathroom into clean pajamas was a rhythm he cherished. But lately, he noticed something had changed. He was often skipping dinner, not because he'd lost his appetite, but because he was simply too tired. Each time he finished bathing, his body felt limp. On colder days, he even sat down for a while to avoid feeling dizzy. At first, he thought it was just part of getting older. But after a visit to a geriatric care center, he learned the truth. It was the daily shower that was quietly draining the energy he no longer had in reserve. Because bathing is a much more complex physical task than it seems. You walk to the bathroom, undress, turn on the water, adjust the temperature, stand under the shower, reach for soap, stretch to wash your back, bend to clean your feet, towel off, get dressed again. Every one of those steps demands coordination between your muscles, joints, nerves, circulation, and breath. When you're young, it all happens without thought. However, for older adults, each action is a quiet challenge. Your heart works harder to keep you steady as you stand. Your lungs fight to stay regular in warm, humid air. Your joints, stiff with age, are asked to bend and twist in ways they no longer want to. And if you live with chronic conditions like low blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or COPD, then just standing in the shower can leave you exhausted. In fact, studies show that hot showers can temporarily lower blood pressure in seniors because warm water dilates the blood vessels. It can also lead to dizziness, especially if you're mildly dehydrated. For those with arthritis, bending or standing too long can trigger pain that lasts for hours. And if you're doing it all alone, with no help, bathing quickly turns from a moment of renewal into a physically draining event. Michael decided to try something different. Instead of showering every evening, he began bathing every other day. On the in-between days, he used a soft cloth with warm water to wipe the areas that needed it most: the neck, underarms, and groin. He also made a few smart changes to his bathroom. He installed a non-slip shower chair, swapped his fixed shower head for a handheld one, and stopped bending over to wash his feet, using a long-handled bath sponge instead. And what he gained wasn't just comfort while bathing, but the energy he could carry into the evening to enjoy dinner, catch the news, and chat on the phone with his beloved granddaughter. Moreover, he never felt unclean or unkempt. Quite the opposite. He felt in control of his time, of his strength, of how he cared for himself. Bathing no longer felt like a task that took something from him. It became a choice, a conscious, confident decision. Many older adults still hold on to the belief, I need to shower every day to feel clean. But if that clean feeling comes with fatigue, pain, and strain, is it really worth the cost? Bathing less isn't neglecting yourself. It's reclaiming your energy so you can spend it on what matters more. So you can take that walk in the late afternoon, play with your grandkids, read another chapter of your book, sit on the porch and breathe in the evening breeze. So you can live, not just feel clean. If you've ever stepped out of the shower and had to lie down because you were too tired, you are not alone. Many others are going through the same thing, but keep it to themselves, afraid someone might think they're slipping, losing strength, or getting old. But the truth is, you're being wise and brave for choosing a way of living that fits your body now instead of clinging to what used to be. Let bathing return to its rightful place, a tool for care, not a daily burden to carry. And remember, saving your strength is also protecting your dignity. If you've ever felt worn out after bathing, don't be shy. Type the word "tired" in the comments to let me know you're here, you're listening, and you're considering a new way forward. And don't forget to follow Graceful Aging Co. Even the smallest habits can shape a gentler, stronger, and more meaningful life with every passing year. Chapter 6: Bathing once or twice a week. A new standard for aging gracefully. You might feel surprised, even a little unsure, the first time you hear this. Many leading experts in medicine and elder care now agree that for people over 70, bathing just once or twice a week is enough. Not because it's lazy, not to save time, but it's the most scientific, humane, and realistic choice for a body that has carried you through many decades. From Johns Hopkins to the American Academy of Dermatology, from geriatric hospitals to long-term care centers, research continues to confirm what aging skin tells us loud and clear. It's no longer a suit of armor like it was in youth. It's thinner, drier, and it's lost much of the protective oil barrier it once had. The sebaceous glands, responsible for producing those natural, moisturizing oils, slow down with age. Without enough of that oil, every scrub, every bar of soap, and every splash of hot water begins to do more harm than good. Each strong bath can peel away what little protection your skin has left. And if you really pay attention, you'll notice. You don't sweat like you used to. You're not out under the hot sun. You're no longer doing heavy labor or physical activity that leaves the body soaked and sticky. So, quite naturally, your body doesn't need daily bathing anymore. But perhaps the most essential truth of all is this: there is no one-size-fits-all bathing routine. Every person is different. Different skin, different levels of activity, different climates, daily habits, and immune systems. If you're an older adult who still takes daily walks, plays light sports, and sweats regularly, then bathing every other day may make perfect sense. But if you mostly stay indoors, have limited movement, or live in a cooler climate, then bathing just once or twice a week is more than enough. And if you're recovering from a skin condition, have open wounds, or are under medical care, follow your doctor's guidance, because your skin may need a more specialized routine. The real issue isn't how many times you bathe. It's answering a straightforward question. How do you feel after you bathe? If you feel refreshed, relaxed, and in good spirits, then your current routine may still be appropriate for you. But if you find yourself exhausted, aching, dizzy, out of breath, or needing to rest for an hour afterward, that's a clear sign. You're spending precious energy on something that should restore you, not draining you. Some worry that bathing less means they'll smell, be unclean, or be judged by others. But the truth is, there are many gentle ways to stay fresh without soaking your whole body every day. Wipe your underarms, neck, and groin daily with a warm, clean cloth. Change clothes regularly. Keep your mouth clean and your living space airy. Wash your hands often. Use alcohol-free sanitizing wipes for quick touch-ups. These small, mindful choices can help you feel just as fresh without putting your body through more than it needs. An elderly woman in Minnesota shared that after her doctor gently suggested she reduce her bathing frequency, she felt like she'd been set free. No longer did she feel like a lazy person. She felt like someone who was finally living in alignment with her age, with kindness, with grace, and with wisdom. She began using that saved energy to tend to her plants in the greenhouse, to write letters to her granddaughter, and to bake cookies on the weekends. And she knew deep down, every ounce of strength now matters. too valuable to be spent just to satisfy an old habit. If you've ever thought, not bathing every day means I'm unclean, then maybe today is the day you give yourself permission to think differently. Because aging isn't about giving up. It's about learning, all over again, how to care for yourself correctly. You don't need to be like anyone else. You don't need to follow someone else's schedule. You only need to listen to your own body. If you feel well today and want to bathe, by all means, go ahead. But if today your knees ache, or the weather is cold, or you slept poorly last night, then give yourself the grace to rest. No one is judging you. And more importantly, your body will thank you for it. If you're opening your heart to a gentler way of living, a way of caring for yourself that doesn't involve forcing your body to do what it no longer needs, then comment "change" below. That's your signal. You're beginning to honestly care for yourself. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Graceful Aging Co., because here, every video is a small but meaningful step toward living healthier, simpler, and more deservedly for everything your life has already carried you through. Chapter 7. Clean doesn't have to mean bathed. Mrs. Myrtle Lawson is 77 years old. She lives in a quiet suburb with her daughter and 2 young grandchildren. She's no longer as strong as she once was, but everyone who visits says the same thing. Myrtle always smells lovely, looks tidy, and seems fresh. The interesting part? She doesn't bathe every day. In fact, some weeks, she only takes 1 full-body shower. Instead, she freshens up every morning by wiping her underarms, neck, and back with unscented wet wipes. She wears a light cotton outfit, brushes her hair, and keeps brushing and rinsing her mouth thoroughly before and after each meal. And yet, she always feels and appears well kept. Her secret is refreshingly simple. I don't need to be soaked from head to toe to feel clean. I just need to feel light, refreshed, and not bothered by anything. And truly, that's what cleanliness comes down to. Not how much water you pour over your body, but whether you feel comfortable enough to go about your day, to interact with others, to rest, relax, and live, without the discomfort of sweat, odor, or neglect. Many older adults still believe that staying clean requires a full shower. But if you take a closer look, you'll see the idea of hygiene can be much broader, more flexible, more thoughtful, and more personal. A soft wipe to freshen up your underarms, groin, and neck in the morning can be far more energizing than a rushed, tiring full-body bath. A clean outfit, changed daily, can absorb moisture, reduce odor, and make you feel put together. A wooden brush, gently run through silver hair each morning, is more than grooming. It's a quiet act of self-care. A little mouthwash or a hint of rosemary spray can make someone standing nearby feel welcome and at ease. No soap or shower is required. Those small, seemingly simple actions, when done consistently, become a flexible, safe, and sustainable hygiene system for older adults. They don't require standing under a shower head. They don't demand stretching, scrubbing, bending, or risking a slip on a wet floor. All they need is a few quiet minutes of gentle, thoughtful attention to the body. This approach doesn't diminish your self-worth. On the contrary, it reflects wisdom, awareness, and respect for a body that's changing with time. Remember, bathing is not the only way to be clean. Hygiene is a whole ecosystem. It includes oral care, grooming your hair, washing your hands and feet, keeping your clothes fresh, and maintaining a clean living space. When you care for each of these small parts in a way that fits your energy and mobility, your whole self stays presentable, pleasant, and well. As we grow older, we benefit from shifting our mindset from total body cleaning to strategic, supportive hygiene. Instead of daily showers, you bathe 1 to 2 times a week. On other days, you focus on the areas that truly need care. You use tools that match your strengths and needs: a warm cloth, a tongue scraper, a wooden comb, a saltwater rinse, natural coconut oil to soothe the skin. And just as importantly, you remember to breathe deeply, to let your mind stay calm, because the body always reflects the spirit within. If someone tells you that not showering daily means you're unclean, just smile. They simply don't understand. But you do. You're doing what's best for your body in this season of life. Because absolute cleanliness isn't about appearances. It's about how you feel in your own skin. No odor, no itching, no discomfort. Just calm confidence in the body that's carried you this far. What gentle routine or tool are you using to feel fresh each day? Share it in the comments. Your idea might help someone else. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Graceful Aging Co., because you deserve to live with ease, safety, and dignity in every small step of this beautiful chapter of life. Final chapter: less water, fewer risks, more life. Lucille, the woman who once broke her hip because of a small puddle on the bathroom floor, no longer steps into that space daily. Now she chooses to bathe only when her body feels strong and her mind is clear, approaching each bath calmly and carefully. On the other days, she gently wipes down with a warm cloth and lovingly calls those moments gentle care days. Brenda, who used to lie awake at night from the unbearable itching after every hot shower, couldn't understand why her once smooth skin had become irritated, flaky, and sore. Until one day her doctor said, "It's not the soap that's wrong, it's the frequency." Now Brenda lets her body heal. Less scrubbing, less soap, more gentleness, more listening. Henry, the man who once took pride in caring for himself at age 82, slipped one morning as he stepped out of the bathroom and lay there helpless for 4 hours. That fall changed everything. He realized that independence isn't measured by how much you can still do, but by how wisely you choose to do it. He began bathing less often, installed grab bars, and cleared away slippery hazards. No more falls, no more fear. Edna, who believed scrubbing thoroughly every day would keep her skin healthy, found herself bedridden with the flu for a week and unable to shower. And to her surprise, her skin became softer, less redness, less burning, less itch. She started learning from the beginning that skin is a living ecosystem. It knows how to cleanse and protect itself as long as we don't disturb it with outdated habits. Michael, who once gasped for air after every bath, didn't understand why something he used to enjoy now left him too drained to eat dinner. But when he cut back to 2 showers a week and began using warm clothes on other days, he felt a surge of new energy. Evenings became a time to chat with his granddaughter, read the paper, and play chess. That strength became far more valuable to him than any fleeting feeling of being extra clean. Grace, who used to think not showering meant being dirty, now knows freshness doesn't require being soaked. She dabs light perfume behind her ears, wears clean clothes daily, and keeps a peaceful mind. Everyone says she always looks well-groomed, but no one knows if she might go for a week without entering the bathroom. And Myrtle, who says with quiet pride, "I live clean, even if I don't bathe every day." She understands her body's limits. No pushing, no pretending. Her days are a gentle rhythm, a warm cloth to her face, a comb through her hair, a clean blouse, morning prayers, and tea on the balcony. A simple life, but filled with peace. All of them, the people you've met throughout this journey, have walked similar paths. They once believed that daily bathing was a must. Being clean meant washing, scrubbing, and rinsing from head to toe. But then they discovered something deeper. After 70, the body doesn't need more bathing. It needs slower living, more intelligent choices, and a gentler touch. Less water, fewer risks, more life. Because every skipped bath could be one less fall. Every reduced use of soap could be one less flare-up of irritation. Every time you let go of trying to keep up with how you used to be, you open space to truly understand and honor who you are now. This isn't about being dirty, and it's certainly not about giving up. This is a journey of listening to your body and living wisely in a way only time and experience can teach. So, what will you change after watching this video? Will you try bathing every other day instead of every morning? Prepare a soft, warm cloth to gently freshen up before bed, or simply place a non-slip mat in your bathroom to avoid a hidden hazard. Comment below with one habit you'll try starting tomorrow, for yourself, for your safety, and for the kind of aging that respects what your body truly needs. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you love, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, so they too can step into their later years not with worry, but with wisdom. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications for Graceful Aging Co. Because every small habit today can shape a stronger, safer, more peaceful tomorrow. Thank you for being here, and may you walk this path of aging with calm, with care, and with purpose, starting with the simplest act of all, understanding yourself.